Hello everyone and welcome to the Existential Tangent Podcast, the podcast that chats rubbish about modern life. I know what you're thinking, this isn't the usual way that we start an episode, usually a bit of chit chat, there's a lot of nonsense, and then we launch into the episode, I do a bit of an intro, and then, well, chaos ensues from there. But basically last time we recorded, we kind of rambled on for a bit too long, even for us, so we didn't want to release a 2-hour episode, so I thought why not chop it up a little bit and save this tangent for its own little bit of an episode. So that's what this is, I suppose. So we didn't have a proper intro because that was on the last episode. So I'm doing an intro now on my own to explain to you guys what's going on in a completely succinct and coherent manner. And I'm telling you what, this definitely isn't a sellout for content. I want to make that clear. This isn't a sellout for content. This is pure gold that needed to be kept on its own because of how good it is. Get it? Right, into the episode.
Live from your headphones, the Existential Tangent. And now, your host, Matthew.
Get Jordan pissed before his interview.
Yeah. And another thing.
Listen here, right?
And another thing. I'm good, well good at training people. Who said I'm not?
You!
Oh, do you guys want to
Jordan,
talk
that's
about
popcorn.
Interviews?
Interviews,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is topic.
Yeah, see.
Like, I had some stuff.
Oh, we can keep this bit in, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Go on, chaps.
Interviews.
Well,
so you've had an interview today, Sam.
I did.
Jordan's got
I
one
did.
later. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Segment.
Let's move on.
Yeah, the idea behind this
Yeah.
was we were going to say about
Our worst interviews.
our worst interviews or our interviews we thought particularly went well if we got or didn't get a job based
Actually, to
on
be fair,
the feedback, stuff like that, because obviously it's now, we've had a couple now because we're obviously older and stuff like
I've spoken
that.
about obviously my interview where I went down
To
to
be-
that for that
yeah,
one
yeah.
and,
You did.
and then slagged them off and then was like, shit, this is on the bottom of my CV. This is like this podcast. In
Oh,
my
yeah,
messages.
yeah.
But I had one recently because I think I said this in the first one that I've got a job working with Sam now. But we like a group interview, and group interviews are just cringy. Like they're horrible. Like it's the sort of thing of
That's why I
like,
told them to do it.
yeah,
Keep square.
they are horrible because like you want to stand out, but you don't want to seem like a dick,
Yeah.
like being like over the top, like yeah, I'll go first, I'll say everything.
You just don't like him, do you?
No, I don't like that guy. This guy stood up. First thing he said is like, "I'm a vegan." I'm like, "Oh man."
That
He
fucking
had to let us know. He
cliche.
had to let
I
us
was
know.
like, "No, you're not.
The one yesterday was shite.
You're not working here."
The group interview, they were all crap.
Yeah.
None of the ramps worked.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
all
we
shit.
had to build we had paper clips, sellotape, and a tennis ball.
Oh, this
we had to
team building
make like a
bullshit.
bridge thing. Like there was like had to be
team building
above a meter. Had to travel over a meter and finish like above like 30 centimeters off the floor.
I would not get a job based on a team build.
But like I just I had an idea straight away and I just like did that and it worked, and then this other team like overthought it, was making like stands for their bridge and everything. I was like, all right, let's tie it to the wall there, get a chair, tie it to the end of the chair, roll it down, and it worked. I was like,
It's good.
well, we had like 2 minutes left when we were done.
Well,
We
you
just
tested
stood
yours
around.
out, didn't
Yeah,
you?
we tested ours out. It worked, and we had another 2 minutes, so we just stood around like. And then the other team did spend like 10 minutes not even building theirs, like drawing
They were
bloody
talking.
diagrams.
Yeah, they were talking.
And I was
for
like,
quite
you're
a while.
overthinking this. Just build a like. They just want to see.
Fucking
like,
do it!
it doesn't really matter if the bridge works or not. You're not going for an architecture
No.
job role. It's
Yeah.
just about how you work as a team and like your initiatives and stuff like that. I was like, Jesus Christ.
yeah, some people take it far too literally, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like try and analyse of why.
Literally.
Literally.
Just try and figure out why. Like, what are you there for that has any relation to what you're currently doing?
Yeah.
And if that's the case, don't draw a fucking diagram.
Have you had a bad experience in an interview, Go?
No, actually.
I
I've
interview
never-
very well
have you had
because I'm
many
fucking
interviews?
great.
Yeah, no.
I mean, did you actually have 3 for?
yeah.
c-
For
the
work,
other one.
yeah. I've never had a bad interview, which is pretty cool, but I've not had many jobs either, so
Yeah.
it's not been. I do hate group interviews though. Like, but that one went quite well for me.
You know what?
Cool.
I think every time I've gotten an interview, well, that's obviously this job excluded, but every time I've gotten an interview, I think I've gotten the job from it. I mean, I've not.
Prolific.
Yeah.
I mean, what? So, first job I had when I was 16. I got the. Me and Luca both applied for that actually, and they didn't even. Well, no, we did have an interview actually, yeah, but it was we gave our CVs and then they were like, right, come back tomorrow, we'll do an interview. So I went in, did the interview. I was like, right, sweet, got the job. Quit after 3 days because it was shit. Besides the point, we're getting this job
name
now.
and shame that company.
Getting this job now. I did technically work at a fast food chicken place for an hour.
I forgot.
Because
this. I forgot about
because
this.
they didn't give me shifts, and then I got a job at the gym, and yeah, that was much better. So I was like, right, well, fuck you guys.
What a gear shift that was.
Yeah.
Fried chicken to gym.
Yeah, to cut,
It is-
like,
that's the thing,
causing the problem to being the solution to
it
the
was
problem.
it's two opposite ends of the
It's a
spectrum.
shame you didn't get
It was
both
like-
jobs, because then you could have played the system right into your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been like,
I'll
yeah,
feed them, then they'll come to me.
Or you, fat fuck over there, the family bucket to yourself. What a gym membership.
I know, I should have been in sales. Would have been sick. But yeah, I got that one. I mean, all my uni interviews, I got places for all them. I mean, they were conditional places, but
Oh,
I
actually, I
got the
didn't think of
grades for
uni
that.
interviews, you know.
I'm just thinking interviews in general, and then
Point.
I mean, I've been on the other side of interviews, like giving the interviews as well.
Oh, yeah, he's good at giving it.
I mean, everyone I've ever spoken to one-to-one, I haven't given the job to actually because they're usually shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, actually, no, I lie. Clem, she already kind of had the job,
Yeah.
but I took over as the manager, and then they were like, right, you need to induct her. So I was like, oh, right, okay, I'll do that, I guess. So
You didn't interview me, Sam.
I didn't because I wasn't fucking there. Well, no, I gave you the job, didn't I?
Yeah,
So
no, I was going to say.
Oh, no, I let someone
to be
else
fair,
do
it would
it,
have been
yeah.
like awkward, like
Yeah.
you interview me, because it would have
Yeah.
been like this thing of just like. Although in that interview they did say, "Oh, so like obviously you know Sam really, really well, but he
Bit
would
too
be your
well.
boss,
Bit too
yeah,
well.
a bit too well."
some would say.
Yeah, people could go into me like,
Fucking say.
"Oh, do you have like a crazy side, Sam?" And I'm like, "You've got no idea. That sounds
Not
crazy."
seen
side."
I have no idea what the racist,
Has got- I
the
mean-
brutal racist.
I mean,
oh,
No,
I don't like
it's
that.
more the. It's
I mean,
more the
you've not seen his fucking
rage.
porn collection, so
Five hours.
Like a Dulux colour chart.
yeah.
I ain't got
Or
no
the
race or
fact he
creed
bought
that's any
it
bad.
with some Oreos in Greece and give a creepy smile to the woman at the checkout.
What?
What we were
You
buying,
remember, what the fuck were it called? Is it on my shelf?
Goofy.
Floreos.
Goofy.
Yeah, Goofy.
Yeah. We bought that.
Oh, yeah,
We bought
the
that in.
Goofy. Where did I put it?
We bought it in. Well, it's in your fucking
It's somewhere.
Mac, innit? Because you've been watching it. But
Yes.
um,
You shame
Oh, I
drunk.
forgot about Goofy.
Yeah.
How only just occurred to me what it was. I remember the story.
Do you remember when we came back to the flat?
after almost
And it was
famous.
on.
Yeah, we left it
and
playing.
and we put it back on, and it was just
Yeah.
that
I mean,
fucking guy
okay,
hitting that girl out, and we were just
Yeah.
like, "Whoa!" And
Yeah,
you were on the
that's-
phone to your mum.
Yeah. I mean,
I-
It was
well
just
off
so
guard.
Me, Chloe, and
fucking
Hannah just
sudden.
left it on.
I repressed that. I forgot all about that.
So I can't remember what this is, and the listeners definitely fucking don't know.
I mean,
what
right.
this
So,
is. Go on.
so me, David
No,
Elliott.
don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Go on, yeah, tell
Leave
me.
him
No, do it,
ambiguous.
do
Nah,
it.
go on.
Me,
go on.
David Elliott, Chloe, and Hannah all went on holiday to Greece in about 2015, and we were just walking around. I think we were talking about, oh, we need to get people presents, blah blah blah. This was at the time Jordan was living in the flat in Salford with David
By
and Elliott.
myself.
No.
That was the greatest 2 weeks ever.
And we were like, right, we need to get him something, obviously. So, walking around a few different shops, and we got to one quite close to our hotel that we were staying at, and there was just this like porn section in there. It was like a grocery shop.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, here we go. There's no like curtain, no like
Yeah.
dangly beads that you have to walk through to get to it.
He's been to adult shops in his time.
Well,
hasn't
He knows
you know.
his
he knows. He knows.
But and then yeah, we were just getting all these DVDs and like flicking through them, and then one popped up which was Goofy Volume 4. So unfortunately, we couldn't find him volumes
1 to 3.
but Volume 4 was good enough.
I feel like
so.
Goofy Volume 4 is the kind of one where you can jump back in fresh,
I mean, just-
fresh-eyed. Like, you probably couldn't watch 2 or 3 without watching the others.
Semi-reboot. It's
Yeah,
where they go
yeah.
back in time in the third
Yeah.
one and they change the events. So four's pretty much the first
So
one.
four
Anyway.
you can
Just
get
to pronounce that better, Goo Feet, not Goo Feet.
Yeah, it was a fetish.
It's a
Not,
fetish.
not
a foot-
Goofy. It's
Yeah.
not a, like, Disney porno.
It's a foot fetish.
As in gooey feet.
where they goo some feet.
I need to find
But yeah, we got that, and
Are
then
you
we
scared now?
then we
Your
had a-
mum's probably confiscated
She
it,
has.
Jordan.
nah, Dunk's watching it now.
Oh.
No, but we had a little drawing. Well, not a drawer. As in, like, we were kind of like, right, who's going to buy this then?
Yeah.
Because no one wants to go up to this woman in Greece and be like, this, please, and your finest box of cigars.
Your finest goofy, please.
Yeah. So in the end, I
wearing
ended
a pair
up,
of
I think I was
sandals,
buying
like-
Oreos or something for my
Yeah.
family. So I was like, oh, fuck it, right, I'll buy it.
You hit the Oreo.
So I just went up and looked at it. I was like,
I think
and what?
I think that's something that I would find weirder though, doing something like that, like buying something strange and then
Yeah.
buying something very polar opposite.
Yeah.
That's,
'Cause I
that's how
think
you
that
balance
makes
it out.
No, I know, but is it? Because
Nah,
then
shit,
if I was
now you look
if
like
I
you're
was,
going to watch that stuff in your face.
Exactly.
Of
I
Oreos.
would though.
Nah, you know what?
Rubbing them on your feet,
I
the cream.
should have just gone full on and just got like a pack of butter.
Yeah.
What else would I care?
Kleenex.
Squirty
Yeah.
cream.
Squirty cream.
Oh, dear.
But yeah, so that was
You will-
John's.
How do we
present
get into that from
Greece.
interviews?
I don't know, but I was going to link it back
yes.
when you said about uni interviews because
Yes.
there's only one place that I didn't get a place. I got like a
offer.
load of conditional
Oxford,
offers.
because you went to apply.
I was
there,
like,
a man for this.
I could do this.
Yeah.
I can.
Oh, no, I
Where
remember
did
what I
you-
was saying.
Where did you apply?
Applied at Leeds. No, I didn't. Not
Leeds,
Leeds.
Leeds.
It wasn't Leeds. It was.
Leeds was good.
It was Huddersfield, Carlisle, Cumbria, where I ended up going, and then
Do you do the
Nottingham,
UCLan?
Trent, and UCLan. That was it. I actually really liked UCLan.
was
UCLan was
alright.
actually the guy was there because like I remember I wasn't considering UCLan until I went to
Yeah.
like the
open,
conference
yeah.
thing where they have all the universities there, and the guy I was asking him a couple of questions about the course because it wasn't quite graphic design. It was like given a different name, but more on the arty side. And I remember speaking to him about it, and like I was waiting a while for my interview when I actually went to UCLan in like a certain waiting room, and he was like the head of department, and he came past and he went, "Oh, hey, you here for an interview?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Have I met you?" And I was like, "Yeah." We spoke at the thing, and he was like, "Oh yeah," and he went because I mentioned something about comic books. He went,
Yeah.
"The comic book guy," and I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh," he's like, "Well, I'm head of department." So he said, "Do you know when your interview is?" I was like, "I think it's soon, but I don't know how long I'll be waiting." And he was like, "Oh, I'll do it. I'll just tell him I've interviewed you." I was like, "All right,
cool.
sweet." And then he basically like took me upstairs and no, no, we did go upstairs because it was like
Just
the
a
art
pack of butter
department.
and
bit.
some Oreos.
No, we went upstairs and he showed me around like the art spaces and like the
Yeah.
big room you get when you're like a third year. And it was like really cool because it was like these big like plinths and things. So you had like your own art space, so you could obviously work in there and then put your exhibition in there when you
Yeah.
did it. And it's like it seemed like really cool and really like craft orientated, but I wasn't really into that at the time. And then I had an interview with him and he was really cool. And I was like, you know what? Actually does seem really cool,
Yeah.
but in the end, it just wasn't quite the
Yeah,
course
quite
I
the
wanted to
course,
go on.
yeah,
It was
even
just,
though he was good.
yeah, like the facility and stuff like that was really cool. Huddersfield was probably the best I went to in terms of the facilities because like the one thing I always regret a little bit as well is one of my favorite designers that right, funnily enough, my tutor basically said, "What you gonna go into your interview with?" And I went, "I've not a fucking clue." Like this was at college, and I had like a
Oh,
portfolio.
I thought you
full
said
of
that in
work.
the interview. Like the person,
No,
if
no.
you brought it, I've not a fucking clue, mate.
No, my tutor was like,
Like, got the
"What are you
job.
gonna say? Like, what artist is gonna say influence you?" And I was like, "I've not a fucking clue." And he was like, "Right, there's an artist I know of that your work's very similar to. Go research him and maybe talk about him a little bit to blag it,
Yeah.
basically." And I was like, "Okay." Ended up looking him up. Very little amount about him because he wasn't a very well known like designer, but his work was really cool. And I was like, you know what, I can compare that to some more work, so I will do. And then I basically went to the interview at Huddersfield, and there was two people conducting the interview. There was like a bloke and then like some woman. The guy's called Ian.
It's like you kind of like didn't know what a bloke and what's that other one? The other one.
Mrs.
Yeah,
No,
Mrs. A bird.
Some bird. No, there's some guy and this woman, and like I had the guy, and like the woman was in the same room just
Yeah.
behind him on another table interviewing someone else. And I went and like I did my interview, and I mentioned the guy. I can't remember his name now, but Russ Mills. Russ
I
Mills.
was going to say this guy that's influenced all your work.
No,
I don't
Russ
even know his name.
Russ Mills. It's because he got like a handle on Instagram. I was thinking of that. But Russ Mills, really cool artist, and then he's now one of my favorite artists. I should say. Like I went back and looked him up, and I was like, actually, he's really good. But like at the time, it was more just an excuse to say something in my interview. And he is like northern, and I remember I said this is really inspired by Russ Mills, and he went, "Oh, like I can't remember the woman's name." But
He didn't go, "It's
Linda's
me."
really good friends with Russ Mills, and I was like, "Oh, is she?" It's a good thing I didn't say it to Linda. Yeah, shit. Like I was like, "Oh my god!"
You should have just blagged it all the way and just been like, you couldn't set up a meeting, could you? Could get his
Yeah, like,
autograph.
really good.
Like,
Well-
and then you end up in a room, oh, I've heard you're like a massive fan. Like, what's your favourite piece of work that I've done?
Third
Yeah,
one.
you'd been like, if she'd actually turned around and just been like, oh, he's like he's upstairs if you want to
Yeah,
come.
I
You
would
had,
have
like
been,
some
yeah.
mental
He's
comedy
actually on a
sketch.
visit, like, it was a bit like a sitcom,
seems
like,
it,
it could have
yeah.
escalated. But it was like, and I thought, please don't ask her to come over, but luckily, because she was interviewing at the same time,
Yeah,
and we moved on to one of my next piece of work, and he asked me about that, but that interview went really well. I remember looking around, and Huddersfield I'd heard was really good for arts.
Yeah.
Like, quite a good, like, art university, and I was like, I'm part of me still very gutted, because a friend of a friend had a graphic designer mate on a course at Huddersfield, and he was showing me all his work and was telling me how good it was, and he was like, I could have got there.
Yeah.
But I went for Cumbria in the end because it was a dead small
What
course.
rejected
It's quite
you then?
intimate. Trent, Nottingham Trent.
Fuck you, Chloe.
Well, I only really went there because my sister went there, and like I really loved Nottingham.
Like,
Like
it wasn't because was going there.
she wasn't going there.
I remember at the time, like
She was staying in Manchester,
Shoo.
and that's why none of my options were Manchester.
Hope you're listening.
But like,
Can't imagine. Did you tell her on Facebook?
no,
Does anyone?
I wonder if I do.
she deleted quite a few people.
Yeah, she
Imagine
must,
if this
she
gets
must have
shared and then
she
she like
must
just
have
happens
deleted
like,
us.
Stumbled
oh, I
on
wonder
this
what those
episode.
guys are doing now.
Yeah.
Fuck you!
Yeah, she deleted us all.
Yeah, she deleted it all.
No, she never liked me anyway, so.
Yeah.
You
Well, we
don't
didn't
think?
like
I think she's the only person that doesn't like me. No, but you know what I mean? Like, she's the only person where I've generally just gone, like, I don't understand why she, like, what she had, like, a problem with me for, like, no reason whatsoever, and I was like, that's
Yeah.
so weird that
Take
most
away
people
my
I just,
Guthrie.
most people I just get along with, do you know, like,
Yeah.
like, pretty easily. And then if someone's got a problem with me, I go, all right, but, you know, maybe I did that.
If
or
she'd
said
ever
that,
mentioned you,
or-
I can't remember why. Like, in terms of whether she said
She didn't
anything
like
bad
me.
or anything like that. I don't think she ever did.
No, because she was
I'm sure
slagging me
I
off at New
remembered.
Year's. Can't remember at my New Year's party.
No.
'Cause
Yeah.
you can't because like were having like relationship
Oh, yeah,
issues,
was that
weren't they?
nice?
So they were in the other room having like a deep, serious chat about themselves.
Yeah.
And I like went up to the window of like because the door has a window, it like pulled a funny face and then misjudged the situation terribly and realized they were both really serious. And I was like, oh shit, and just like ran off. And then came back to you guys and I was like, oh, what's going on with that? And they were like, oh, it's having like a
Domestic.
domestic sort of thing. And then I was like, oh, what's it about? Like, what's going on? And then they were like, oh, like, don't really know. And I was like, oh, I just went, oh, I should know. It's my house. And then I heard her like slagging me off to you, going like, what does he mean? Like, it's his house, so he has to know about it.
I can't remember
And I
that
was like,
conversation
I
at
mean,
all.
he's got ears in the
Obvious,
wall.
obviously, like,
Maybe I just was like, shut the fuck up. So I was like, wasn't listening to her.
No,
I was
you-
like,
you-
shut up, you muppet.
you probably just like,
Hey, that's my job now.
No,
that's another story.
let's not talk. Let's not cut that.
Yeah.
Cut that. I want that cut in. I
cut
deserve
that.
my privacy.
You do.
Anyway, good about Top Gear. No,
I'll beep it. I'll beep it.
I deserve my beat that. Beep all that.
There's
Skip
so,
it.
there's so many good stories.
There's a lot of good stories.
I wish
No.
I worked with you.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'd have you like wrap round
That's
my,
a little thing.
yeah, just like
No, it was
just every time you do something pissing me off, I'd just be like, get like code word it, and you'd just be like
Top
top
Gear.
gear, and you'd be like, yes, what do you want, Matt? Just a copy, please. go.
Guffers, do you ever fancy going on that grand tour we're always talking about? All right, Matt, I see what you're doing here.
That's very niche. I don't think you would know if I was like,
I don't know. I
like-
think now I'd get it.
you'd be like what? I've not. Yeah, now you've said it.
Now I've
but-
said it. Yeah. No, but it was like what were we talking about? Oh no, yeah, it was Nottingham Trent. It was Nottingham Trent.
Yeah.
No, basically, to be honest, it was one of those where it was like I remember because the thing is, I'd never really been anywhere city-wise, you know, in terms of
United.
in terms of like outside of Manchester, like not spending
Yeah,
much
yeah.
time there, but because of, like we often visited my sister, like I don't know, like going around the city and then like going to like restaurants and things and like just seeing the city in general and getting like public transport and stuff. I was like, I actually really like this city. Like
Yeah.
it's quite a nice place to be, and the university looks really cool. I remember thinking Nottingham's my favourite city that I've been to so far. Like, you know, so I was like, it would be really nice to live there. And I remember seeing the graphic design like exhibition when my sister was there and being like, this is pretty cool. So then when I applied there, it was really good. But then I actually was like looking around the course and stuff, and I was like, it's actually a bit. I don't know. It's a bit too big for me to enjoy. Like Huddersfield
Yeah.
was still fairly small, but they had
Yeah.
really good facilities, so I could get away with
Yeah.
it. And like Cumbria's really small, so it was like really kind of nice and pocketed, and
Yeah.
it is quite communal. And then UClan was still quite, you know, it had its
Yeah.
pros and its cons too. But Nottingham, it just seemed almost like I'd be going for the name. Like it was probably
Yeah.
the most prestigious out of all of them,
Yeah.
really. But it was one of those where it was like, it was just massive. He said there's like 150 people on the course.
Yeah, it's a bit too
and it just gets lost. And I was like, I don't like being lost.
The thing was, you weren't one of the 150 anyway because you got rejected, so it doesn't matter.
I got my place
Yeah,
at
I got
Nottingham.
All right.
Just to say.
You what?
I got my place at Nottingham.
I didn't get accepted into York.
I got accepted to York.
Wait!
I'm just better than everyone. No, I got all my like conditionals and stuff like.
Well, York was like really high grades. York wanted like 2 A's and a B.
Yeah,
Really?
they were
And I
for
didn't
me.
get in, and I got 3 A's. So I was
I
like,
got accepted into Manchester and Liverpool, but I fucked Liverpool off because I can't fucking stand Scouse accents.
Can you not love the Scouse accent?
Are you fucking
My cousin's
deaf? Jesus.
Is that girl on Bake Off, Kate? I am in love with her.
Oh
you're in love with
yeah.
everyone.
See, but her accent's a bit more
It's got
It is,
some
it is
boobies.
mellow
Yeah,
compared to some of them where it's like,
Oh yeah, like the
Nah, my flatmate in
the
first
proper
year,
ones,
Jack. I
yeah,
love
like-
his mate. Like,
Fucking
there's a guy,
Scouse Jack.
there's a guy called I think his last name's Rowe, but it's basically Lewis. No, it's not. It's a guy called Adam Rowe or something. He's like a Scouse comedian. He's been popping up on Facebook recently.
Oh,
Bishop.
Yeah.
I really like.
go for him.
Yeah,
Everyone
John
knows
Bishop.
who he is.
Oh, yeah. No, but he's only a small
Classic
time comedian,
comedian
but
John
like
Bishop.
he's really good. Like I really enjoy him.
Because
like,
I really
but
do
his
love the
accent
sense
helps.
of humour and the banter and that.
Yeah.
But if I just turned every corner and I'd be, yeah, right, yeah, and I just, oh,
I
I
love
just
the
couldn't do
accent.
it.
mate. Love
just
it.
racist. I don't know.
No.
Debatably.
It's something in it.
It's not,
It's all right,
Scouse isn't a
we're from
race.
Manchester, so
Yeah.
we're allowed,
We're allowed
to bash
to. We're allowed
Scousers.
to. I'm sure
Scousers.
there's a group of Scousers sitting
Doing
in
the
a
same thing.
bedroom podcast.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
Yeah, that'd be a good crossover podcast. Us and this
Swap,
Yeah.
The Scouse version of us.
Yeah,
Scouse swap. We do
Yeah.
like wife swap. We just
Scouse cast.
Scouser and Scouse cast. Yeah, right.
dear.
No, I love the Scouse accent, me. Huge fan. Huge fan. Shout out to Jack, if you're listening.
He's probably not.
He's probably
No one
not. I don't think
listens.
he cares. But I love the
I like
guy.
the Geordie accent.
Geordie accent's my
Geordie
favourite.
accent's good.
I developed so much love for that.
If it's not from Bolton, I don't fucking like it. All right.
No, it's. I think I just like more broader accents. So it's even. I love Yorkshire accents and everything.
How
like
can you
that.
not like the Geordie accent? It's so.
It's just-
What about-
One of my favourite noises ever is when Geordie people are excited, where they go "Ee."
Nah,
like
it's-
"Ee."
Sarah Millican puts me off.
Oh, fair.
No, you know what? Sarah Millican's grown on me.
She's just a
Actually, I never
annoying
used to
person,
like
though,
her.
so-
Quite like her now.
because she's a cancer. That's why she's grown on you.
He means star sign. He doesn't mean like you know a tumour.
Yeah, she's a big crab.
Snip, 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 motherfucker. No, there was no, but I like Chris Ramsey.
Was that your
and
Sarah
stuff
Millican
like that,
impression?
but-
Because that
Yeah,
was
it is, yeah.
terrible.
No, I like
Snip, snip,
mama. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, that's what I don't like about Sarah Millican. Like every one of her jokes is about being fat and like bad with
To be
men,
fair, I
and
did
I'm
listen
like,
to like an old stand-up recently, and it grew on me. Like
I
that's
don't
what I
mind-
used to think when I was in
I
college.
don't
was
mind it.
watching
Like
wrestling
I don't
and
mind it as a person when I've seen it on things. I'm like, oh, you
Yeah,
actually
she's
seem
much
alright.
better on panel shows.
But then
and
when I'm
stuff.
like, when she's doing stand up, it's like, oh, I'm fat, and that's why I've not got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, it is.
I don't know. I've got like when, to be
That's a bit
honest,
harsh,
when it's when she's talking about when she's got a boyfriend, actually, that's quite funny. Like funny enough when she's
Yeah, but that's because it's like new
observational
material. Isn't it?
humour,
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like not just sad.
yeah.
It's crushingly, depressingly sad.
No, but
Not
no,
like this podcast, the bundle of
well,
cheers
like
that it is.
working in Newcastle, I genuinely fucking loved it. Like it was
Yeah,
honestly,
see,
like,
my,
I could like. There's times where you know when you're laughing so much you're embarrassed and like you need to stop because it's now embarrassing.
Yeah.
There'd be times like that where like some of my colleagues were so funny and
no,
especially
they
the
were
accent
speaking,
helping.
you were just like laughing their head
Like,
off at their
honestly,
accent.
well-
They're like,
Oh,
"Do you
my
wanna-"
nan died a bit ago. Ah!
But it was like this lad that like called Dan, and he was like,
Good one.
"Fuck off." No, it's like he it was like things like he had banter with another lad at work. Like, and they would always take the piss out of each other, always rib each other. And like when I had them on both on Facebook, they posted a picture of like a woman who looked like Dan, but she looked like a short, podgy woman with like really frizzy long hair, like from the 80s or something. And it was a picture that he'd posted on Dan's wall, and he just put "fucking uncanny" like, and like because I read it in his voice, I absolutely fucking lost it. Well, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah,
even the
no,
way
they're
they
good.
type,
Yeah.
like because my mate, like I remember my friend Leanne who we lived with in like second and third year. She was always quite quiet. She's quite girly, and one of the first things that, like, I never spoke to her much, but one of the first things she did that made me go, Leanne's an absolute fucking legend, was she posted, like, a little thing in our group chat, which was, guys, I'm a human being. And obviously she's, like, saying being, like, being, but it's like, being.
Yeah.
And then she sent a photo of beans on toast with her head on all the beans. And I was like, she's the fucking best. I was like, it came out of nowhere. It was just one day, like, dead quiet at like 7 p.m. and I'm a human being. I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah, see, two of my cousins are Geordies, so like, I'm like quite in tune with the accent. One of them's got such a thick accent that she says, I'm like, Chloe, what did you even say then? Like, just you're gonna have to repeat just speak slowly.
Oh yeah,
and I might be able to understand what you just said because hers is like so mental.
I love the. I think. It's
I like it.
It's just such a nice accent.
Yeah, well, that's why they always say like my other cousin works in a call center because like they like. If you're not shipping them out to like Mumbai, they do them up in Newcastle because people think it's like a really friendly, warm like accent and stuff. So people
same
like
as Ireland. Ireland,
are any Scousers picking it up, being like,
God, can you imagine?
Yeah, right.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
that's weird, isn't it? Because that's almost segregation in a lot of ways.
In the job
but it is a little bit like
but the Geordies are sat there like the Indians are like all these bloody Geordies
coming over here,
stealing our phone jobs.
No, but it is interesting, like, because it's the same with like RP, isn't it? Like, you know, like when you go into acting, if you've got like a thick regional accent, they'll normally train you to like speak
like
RP.
Ian McKellen, he's got a really like his native accent. He's from Wigan.
Is he from Wigan?
Yeah, so he's actually got a really
it's just
thick,
like Patrick
Swayze.
Oh yeah, because he's from Yorkshire, Patrick Stewart.
Swayze.
Yeah.
He's got like.
As soon as you said Swayze, I couldn't think of anything else. You dick.
That's the curse of the Sways. That is.
Yes.
He's just him in his tight pants.
Old Swayze curse.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Like
Roadhouse in your brain until you can't think of anything else.
No.
Yeah?
No.
No.
Oh no,
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
I said Stewart, didn't I?
You said Swayze.
You said Swayze then.
Swayze.
Swayze's in my head. It returns.
He's moulding your brain like a bit of clay.
Yeah,
I can go.
That's very poetic.
Thank you. So that really like shy, like
thanks.
I liked my Swayze
like you're like the friend of like my older sibling, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, thank
I'm like, dead shy.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I mean. Like they get trained to speak.
Yeah.
Like it's like I had my sister's ex. Like he's from Wales, and like I remember he was talking to his parents on FaceTime once. Like he was at our house, and he was like, their accent was very strong Welsh.
Yeah.
But because he even though he did like sound and lighting, because he was trained in like a theatre school and learnt it all from that, he was like had an elocution teacher and like taught to kind of like phase the accent out, and you can still tell he was Welsh.
Yeah.
Because obviously, but I thought obviously in terms of acting, he's a lot better. Yeah. But it's weird how it's phased his accent out completely because it's only like a Welsh tinge. Yeah. It's not like compared to his parents where it's very strong. Yeah. It's quite strange, but it is interesting. But it, like obviously for acting, it's like that. But like for call centers, they'll go to places where it's like the regional accent's actually more beneficial, isn't it?
Because then people feel like they're speaking like a human being, don't they? So
yeah, a human being.
Yeah.
Instead of a human doing.
Yeah. Don't wink at me.
How loud can a wink be?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? No, nothing.
Nah, nothing. Not picking that up.
That's not a wink.
That's not a wink.
Change the vowel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's countdown gone wrong. That is
a wonk.
A wonk.
A wonk. I'll have a wink, please, mate.
I think that's it, innit?
Well, no one asked me about my interviews.
No one cares.
No one cares.
Go on, Jordan.
How long are we speaking for?
Did you actually go to Liverpool for an interview?
Yeah.
He got there and he went, "Yeah, I did, mate." And he's like, "I'm gonna leave it,
right.
thanks."
No, she weren't even Scouse who interviewed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it sounded like a really good place and stuff, but I was like, I think Manchester's just a better fit for me.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
But
part of me wishes I'd stayed in Manchester, but I'm quite happy I went away.
I'm glad you
went
went away.
friends that I did.
We should go away again.
I've had quite the adventure going to Newcastle as well.
Yeah. Go on then, Jordan. Tell us about your experience.
Sorry, I tried bringing it back to me then.
Uni interviews and college interviews weren't anything special, really. We're just...
Can I have this place? Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
exactly.
pretty much,
You know, it's fucking sound engineering. It's not like it's
Not rocket
highly
science, is
sought after. No, mate.
Did he get there and ask you to play like do 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 do?
Kim Possible.
No, they're
I
just
remember.
like, can you turn the speaker on for us?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah.
I went for an interview at a bar in third
Yeah,
year because I was like, right, I need some money.
Some dollar.
Yeah, otherwise I can't fucking feed myself this month. And
It's like sad how true that is as well.
It
It's like,
is.
it's like none of us
fucking
laugh because
depressing.
we're like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
it was
Yeah.
genuinely a traumatic time.
It was
And
genuinely.
it was for a bar back, which basically just do fucking
Everyone's
everything
bitch.
kind of thing. You're bar bitch basically.
Bitch.
Didn't have a fucking clue what it was. I've never worked in a bar, and I just googled it and read up and different sites and message boards and stuff like that. And I was like, right, you know what? I know what it's about. Went to the interview. It went well, and then he was like, yeah, you're actually the only person who knows what a bar back is out of everyone I've interviewed so far. And I was like, fuck off, are you joking? I didn't
bad,
say
that.
that. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
say like fuck off.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Yeah.
Like, why would you go into an interview that unprepared about
Yeah, and
it?
not know what.
The role,
Yeah.
what you'd be
I mean-
expected to be asked
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
exactly,
that,
yeah.
You know?
Because like, obviously it's not like a, it's not a
It's not
high up job.
No,
but
it's
you
not
just
something
think,
you've got to
so,
be qualified for.
So like everyone can apply for it. But you think like if someone goes, oh yeah, we're going to interview you, be like, all right, shit, I better look up on this.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I get it. Like everyone do like interviews for low, like sends the CVs out for like anything low level. But so yeah, like look it up. Jesus,
Yeah.
that's me.
I got the job, and another French guy called Morgan got the job. Absolutely love Morgan. Morgan, but he's ended
Morgan.
up traveling
We're
the
back on
world
French again.
on his motorbike with his mate.
Oh, that's pretty
Got
cool.
it.
Sweet.
Got a proper sort of like world tour shit
Yeah.
going on
That's
his
really
Instagram.
cool.
Jealous as fuck.
That does sound
Rick.
amazing.
Yeah, it sounds pretty.
But
Sweet.
yeah,
How long's he been on that then? Is it?
well, I think it was maybe January or a bit before. It's been a while. It's been a good 10 months, I think. Now I think it was just before Christmas last year.
That's
But
pretty
yeah.
sweet. Do you know what we need to do actually? Before Elliot goes on his tour around the world, whatever the fuck it is he's deciding he's doing
Yeah.
now, we need to do like a drunk cast with him, like
Yeah.
a farewell
Yeah,
one
that'd
for
be
Elliot.
nice.
Because I feel like it's not to be missed.
Yeah.
Miss him.
Like drunk Elliot. All right, let's suppress our feelings, boys, and let's
2, 1.
Bang.
yeah.
Shot my feelings.
Because men don't
Shit the bed.
have feelings. Fucking hell, when you Frankie Valli get here, Jesus.
See, I was thinking of Boys Don't Cry by The Cure.
Oh yeah. Fuck the Cure.
Yeah, it's all about the.
Do me the-
That's what
Frankie Valli,
scientists are
innit?
saying.
Fuck the Cure. Purge
Yeah,
him.
yeah, because you can make loads of money off it, can't you? If you don't find the cure.
Yeah.
Illuminati.
You.
Yeah.
But anyway, and my like current job, obviously got a recommendation through you for that,
You
didn't
did.
I, Matt?
You did.
Can't
Awesome.
remember anything special going on with that, but I do remember in hindsight that maybe I dressed a bit too scruffy for it, or was that the
Oh,
induction?
I also remember the fact that obviously my friend Paul who interviewed you, he's listened to this.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously that's like the best setup for an interview you could ever want, this podcast. Like you potentially
Is
employ
it?
a
This
listening
might be
to
why I'm not
this.
getting this job.
Yeah, you employ a listening to this. And then he recognised your voice from but couldn't it was like he knew it but didn't know
Yeah.
where to place
Freaked
it.
him the fuck out.
And then kind of said to me, and I was like, "Oh no, he's on the podcast," and he was like, "Oh shit, yeah."
I'm not putting this on any fucking thing.
Yeah, I've not put it on
I
the
put it
CV.
everywhere.
I didn't put it on a CV. It was
No,
just,
just because he was my friend.
coincidence.
No,
yeah,
because
yeah.
he listens to it
why the
through
fuck
me.
would I want to put this on a CV?
Well, it's like
Why
you
not?
said you put yours on the CV. I was like, nah, I'm not.
It's on my
doing that.
CV.
It's relevant for the jobs you're
fair,
going
yeah,
for, and
yeah.
to be fair, it's
Oh,
relevant for the jobs I'm going for. But I'd
be-
not topic wise.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
not
I
talking
said
about-
like after a year, what I'm gonna do is I think if I've done enough like
purge
different
everything.
rebrands of like the Existential Tangent
Yeah.
and hopefully keep up the work, then after a year I might just put it as like a portfolio page, and
Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
can make it relevant. But I
Yeah,
don't have to
yeah.
mention them on it
Yeah, you don't
because
have,
no
yeah.
designer
Just say you've been
necessarily has to
working
look
for-
at. Yeah, I've been like,
Yeah, yeah.
I've been working doing the design for a podcasting team.
yeah.
Don't listen.
Don't listen to it.
Do
Don't listen.
whatever he takes. Well,
don't
they
listen.
don't know what I sound like. So they might be listening to it. They might go guffers, and they're like, "Oh, that's not anyone."
Yeah.
And then it's like David Robert Guffey.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you're going to fully.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, bleep my name out again.
Watched
didn't do
every,
it the first
every
time.
time I said it.
Yeah.
Nah, Seebs. CBA.
And for this interview tonight, I think it's basically what I've done at work and
Oh, it's
you know
piss.
Sorry, I
experience
just-
and stuff. It should be very easy. I've had quite a fucking eventful few.
Yeah.
Oh man, at the window.
Is he sexy?
Old naked sexy man.
Oh no, the windows
Looks
open.
like he's got a muscle definition in the back. What would you say, Sam?
As the
What's I
resident.
need to work
Where's
on?
he at?
Yeah. Stop shouting. The window's open.
Yeah.
Where is he? Oh,
Spread him.
He's got an alright V going.
But
Oh
yeah.
god, my legs are tight.
Bow, bow,
But,
bow, bow, bow.
yeah, so it
Your
should
hand
be.
was on my sweaty bum there.
But
Right, I think me and John should leave the room.
But I've had an eventful few months at work anyway, so I think that'll put me in good stead.
That's
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah,
deal
it's
with
a shame we
quite a
couldn't-
lot of shit.
It's
Just bring up the and be like, oh yeah, I was working there.
I was going to say this is
Fucking
have to
give
bleep
me the
that.
promotion, you
I'm in the
dickhead.
fucking middle of it,
Yeah,
pal.
actually, we'll have to bleep that.
Like that.
Yeah.
about what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bleep
Yeah,
this
yeah.
bit out. It's a shame we can't actually speak
I know.
about that because that
Give
was,
it a
So
year.
eventful, innit?
Give it a
Yeah,
year.
give it a
it's
year.
kind of we actually signed something saying that we weren't going to.
I didn't sign. Fuck
Yeah, you
off.
Let's go, boys!
Jordan and I signed something to say we were
Yeah,
speaking
true.
about it.
I only
so
signed it like last month though because they were like, Jordan, have you signed this yet? And I was
It's
like,
like,
sign
nope.
what?
It's
And
like if there was someone that should have been able to speak about it, it was me, but whatever.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening, guys, to that little bit of bonus content episode, the sort of thing that whatever that was. Thanks for listening to it, and I hope it wasn't too painful for you. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't do an outro for it because again the outro was on the last episode. So a bit of an outro here. We've got all the social medias, all of them. We're that cool. We're down with the kids. We got the Twitter, we got the Facebook, we got Instagram now as well. If you want to keep up to date through visual mediums, we even on YouTube now actually. At the moment it's just our episodes up there. So if you're listening to this, then there's maybe not much point, but maybe you prefer to listen to it on YouTube. So it's over there now as well. We're on Podbean, we're on iTunes, and we are going to try and get some other kind of stuff on our YouTube channel at some point. We're not sure what that's going to be yet, but we're playing around with a few ideas. So that should be pretty cool. And just share it with a friend, I suppose. Yeah, if you've liked this, then maybe your friend's going to like it. You know, if you guys are friends and you're similar and you like it, they're probably going to like it. So give it a share around and let them make their own mind up as to whether or not this is good. I mean, I don't think it is, but you know, people can make their own minds up. We'll be back next week or the week after at some point with a proper full-on episode again, and I'm not going to have to sit here on my own rambling about nonsense. Cheers, guys. See you next time.
That show was spicy.